Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier is a captivating Gothic novel that explores themes of love, jealousy, and identity through the story of an unnamed young woman who becomes the second wife of a wealthy widower, Maxim de Winter. The novel begins with the protagonist, a shy and insecure woman, working as a companion to a wealthy American woman, Mrs. Van Hopper, in Monte Carlo. It is there that she meets Maxim, a handsome, older man who sweeps her off her feet and marries her shortly after they begin their brief courtship. Upon returning to Maxim's grand estate, Manderley, the young bride is introduced to a life far more complicated than she had imagined. The imposing mansion and its vast grounds are steeped in the legacy of Rebecca, Maxim's first wife, who drowned in a mysterious boating accident the previous year. Rebecca's presence looms over Manderley, with every room and every corner of the house seemingly haunted by her memory. The new Mrs. de Winter is constantly compared to Rebecca, who is remembered as beautiful, accomplished, and beloved by all, making her feel like a mere shadow in Rebecca's place. The novel's tension builds as the second Mrs. de Winter struggles to find her own place in her new life and marriage. She is overshadowed by the memory of Rebecca, and her insecurities grow, especially when dealing with the housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers, who is deeply devoted to Rebecca and openly disdains the new Mrs. de Winter. Mrs. Danvers tries to manipulate and sabotage her, highlighting the stark contrast between Rebecca's perfection and the protagonist's perceived inadequacies. As the protagonist grapples with her sense of self and growing suspicion about Rebecca's death, the mystery surrounding Rebecca's life and death deepens. Through a series of tense encounters and revelations, it is slowly unveiled that Rebecca was not the perfect woman everyone believed her to be. In fact, her life was marked by manipulation, deceit, and emotional cruelty, including her affair with another man and her constant efforts to control Maxim. The truth about Rebecca's character and the circumstances of her death come to light when a boat is discovered, revealing that Rebecca had deliberately drowned herself in an apparent attempt to stage her death as a suicide. Maxim reveals the shocking truth to his wife. He had been forced to kill Rebecca after discovering she was planning to ruin his life. In the end, the second Mrs. de Winter, having gained a new understanding of her husband's past and the depths of Rebecca's deceit, finds her own voice. She becomes more assertive and confident, standing by Maxim as they face the consequences of Rebecca's legacy. The novel concludes with the couple leaving Manderley, symbolizing the end of Rebecca's hold over their lives and the possibility of a new beginning for the young bride and her husband. Rebecca is not only a mystery and a tale of romantic obsession, but also a psychological exploration of the impact of the past on the present. Du Maurier's writing is rich in atmosphere, creating a haunting sense of foreboding throughout the novel. The themes of jealousy, self-doubt, and the power of memory resonate strongly as the protagonist moves from being a passive character overshadowed by Rebecca to someone who finally takes control of her own identity.